Now let us try to understand how can convert the power system circuit into sim objects. Let's first try to understand how power transformer can be represented by the corresponding sim objects. So power transformer is not mapped to a single sim class, rather it is represented by a number of components with a single power transformer container class. Since we are considering in this example as a two winding transformer, so we will have now two transformer winding objects which will represent the windings of the transformer independently, and then those will be housed within the power transformer container. Now we are also seeing that there is a tap changer. So if the tap changer is present, then it will be connected to one of the windings. So the instance of the tap changer class is also required, and which will be associated with a particular winding, and then it will also contain the power transformer instance. So now let's understand how we will map individual classes to create the complete power transformer class diagram. Now let us see the transformer class diagram. You can also say the power transformer profile diagram. So in the class diagram, you will see how various classes are connected to each other for creation of the sim profile. So in this case, you will see that power transformer is inheriting the properties from equipment class. It is not a conducting equipment. It is different from conducting equipment class, which is also inheriting all properties from equipment. But transformer winding is a conducting equipment, so that's why power transformer winding is inheriting the properties from conducting equipment. Also, the transformer winding is part of power transformer. That's why the transformer winding and power transformer are having the relationship as aggregation. Now here the power transformer aggregation will have cardinality as 1 at one side and 2 at other side, because we are considering as two winding transformer. Now in one of the winding we are also having the tap changer. Tap changer class will have the aggregation relationship with the transformer winding. Now tap changer is part of the transformer winding, so that's why you will have the one-to-one relationship, because you are having only one tap changer in one transformer winding. Tap changer will inherit properties from power system resource. So ultimately all devices which are there in the power system will inherit basic properties from power system resource. So now in this way you can see how the transformer class diagram is created, which contains the various components. Now based on our previous discussion, let's try to understand how we can convert a particular circuit into sim object. So we'll see one example in which we will show how the voltage level, current transformer, power transformer and the generators are modeled into sim objects. Now here we will see that circuit contains a single generating source, load, line and bus bar. The circuit also contains two power transformers resulting in three voltage levels, which are 17 kV, 33 kV and 132 kV. So with this example you will have better understanding on how we can convert the circuit into corresponding sim objects and how we can create the sim XML file. So details of this example you can get from the Common Information Model book by Maithas Ulcer, which is published in Springer. You can also refer the document of McMoran, which is an introduction to IEC 61970-301 and IEC 61968-11, the Common Information Model. So these are the reference books and the reference documents which you can refer for better understanding about the conversion of circuit into SIM objects. Now let's see the example circuit. So as we discussed in previous slide, here we have three segments of the power system network. This is 33 kV, that is the voltage level. This is 132 kV voltage level, and this is 17 kV voltage level. Now here you will see that the two power transformers 1733 and 17132 are connected to one single bus bar, and these are going to load A using breaker, and this is going to another line which you can represent with AC line segment via 132 breaker. While at the lower end, that is at 17 kV level, you will have one generator, and then you have breaker, and then it is connected to bus bar via the current transformer. Now using the basic information related to classes, you can immediately identify what are the various classes you need for the representation of corresponding SIM objects of this power system network. Say in the generating area, you need generating unit class, you need synchronous machine class also. Then for breaker you need breaker class, for busbar you need busbar section class. Current transformer is also represented by measurement connected to terminal. We also need breaker objects for these two segments, and then we also need AC line segment class for this section, and then we also need energy consumer for representation of the load. So using the basic understanding about the common information model, you can find out what are the various classes you need to represent the particular circuit. Now let's see how we can arrange those classes to create the full SIM mapping. So first what you need is the voltage level, because this is the voltage level class which tells about a particular voltage level, and this voltage level will be associated with base voltage, which is the base voltage of this segment. Then you have at the lower end synchronous machine and the generating unit, so you need these two classes. Then you need breaker, you need measurement, and then it is connected to busbar section, and from busbar section you are having two power transformer. So one will be the power transformer, that is the container class, and inside that you need transformer windings. So you need two objects of transformer winding, in which one transformer winding is connected to tap changer. The same will be here. So you can see that how the power transformers can be represented, which we discussed in the previous slides. Then power transformer will be connected to breaker, and then this segment will be connected to energy consumer, and this will be going to AC line segment, which is another class to represent the line segment connectivity. So now here the base voltage is 132 kV. Here also you will see that base voltage will be 132 kV. Here the base voltage will be 33 kV, and it will be connected via voltage level. So you can see now that you can map the power system equipment to corresponding classes. You also need the connectivity node and terminal to connect the various objects with each other. So in total, the particular circuit maps to 17 SIM classes, and you need 45 SIM objects. Say for example, in this case you need power transformer that is one class, but you need two objects to define two power transformers separately. So you need less number of sim classes, but the corresponding sim objects will be more in numbers. So in this figure we need 17 sim classes, 45 sim objects. Now this could be extended further with addition of objects for, say, if you want to add the control areas, if you want to add equipment owners, if you want to add further measurement units, or if you want to add generation and load curves or any other asset data. Now let's see the mapping of EMS, that is energy management system, with common information model. The traditional energy management system is developed without common information model because when the EMS was developed, the SIM concept was not evolved. So now what we have to do, since the EMS is not having the SIM compliance, we have to create the plugins, that is adapters, for mapping the EMS data with corresponding SIM messages. So typically, say for example, if you are talking about the transformer, so what are the various interface attributes in case of transformer? We have first the transformer name. Let's say the variable name is trans underscore name. So this will be the transformer name. Winding A underscore R will be the transformer primary winding resistance. X will be the winding reactance. Then winding BR is the secondary winding resistance. Winding BX is the transformer secondary winding reactance. Winding A voltage and winding B voltage. So now this we have in our energy management system, and now we want to map these variables to corresponding SIM messages or the SIM objects. So first we will connect them to corresponding SIM objects. Then from those objects we will create the corresponding SIM message payload. So let's see the how the profile or message payload will be created for this case. So eventually this is the work which the SIM plugin or the SIM adapter has to do. It will take data from EMS. These are the variables which are there in the EMS. Now plugin will map all those things to corresponding SIM objects. So we have seen earlier that how the power transformer class diagram is created. So we know how various classes are connected to each other, and now we need how the mapping has to be done. So the transformer name will be coming from power transformer class. So we have the name attribute in the power transformer class. So this trans underscore name will be connected to the name attribute of power transformer class. Now winding A and winding B Rx value we will get from transformer winding. So R and X of transformer winding we will get from transformer winding class. Here in actual implementation, we need two objects to clearly tell that we are talking about two different windings, that is primary and secondary winding. But eventually only one class would be required to define the relationship between the variables and the corresponding attributes in the class. Now voltage we will get from base voltage, that is the nominal voltage which we will get. Now how you get the base voltage? You get via voltage level and then via equipment container, because the voltage level and the transformer winding are not directly connected, but those are connected via equipment and equipment container. So since the voltage level is inheriting properties from equipment container and equipment container is associated with equipment, so eventually the equipment will provide the voltage level to the transformer winding via equipment. So now in the previous slide we saw how the mapping will happen. So the typical classes which are required to create the message payload will be the power transformer, the transformer winding, voltage level, and the base voltage. Now here if you see that we have removed all the other classes for creation of message payload. Why? We do not require the parent classes to be associated with the message payload, because the receiving and application which will receive the message payload will already have the information about the associated parent classes. So we need not to map those classes which are not directly contributing in mapping the attributes. So only those parts of the SIM will be utilized in message payload which need to be supported by the interface applications. So here the interface application require the transformer name, RX value, and the voltage level. So that's why we have only connected those classes which require the parameters to be exchanged with the receiving end application. Now you can see the sample transformer interface message payload, which is created after the classes which we compiled in the previous slide. So when you create the message payload, that is the SIM XML file, you will see the structure like this. So using the SIM softwares such as SIM tool, when you convert the profile into the schema and then you fill up the data into the schema, you will get this kind of structure. So here power transformer is the parent tag, that is power transformer we are talking about. In the power transformer we will have two transformer windings, so you will see the structure related to power transformer winding. So what we will say here, that is power transformer dot contains transformer winding. Now inside the winding, transformer winding dot r dot x, that means the r and x value of the transformer winding, and then power transformer winding type is the primary, so we are talking about the primary winding, and then the member of the equipment container. Why we need it? Because we need to define the base voltage of the winding. So equipment dot member of equipment container, that is the relationship which we will utilize, because the voltage level is not directly connected with transformer winding. Voltage level is connected to equipment via equipment container. When we'll define the structure like this, by default the SIM tags will be created for the base voltage, and from there we will just add the nominal voltage value, and then the primary winding details are ready. Similarly, in the case of secondary winding, the R and X values will be inserted, and then we will add the base voltage value also. So now you can see that in this way the information related to power transformer is properly structured, and at the receiving end the software application will know what are the various tags which would be coming in the same XML file, and accordingly the receiving application will parse all those tags and retrieve the relevant RX and the voltage level information.